Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Trainspotting. And this movie came out in 1996, directed by Danny Boyle, starring Ewan McGregor. And I've seen this movie once before, and I remember really enjoying it back then and having a great time overall. And I think that was like 5 years ago or something. I felt like it was saying a lot, and there was plenty for it to offer that I really enjoyed. And now that I finally revisited the film and I'm actually talking about it, I enjoyed it just as much, if not more. And I thought that acting was pretty fantastic overall, and the characters are great, and there's lots of really great characters, and they're all very memorable characters. Even the ones that don't really have all that much screen time, they still are very memorable and likable characters to a certain extent, or at least interesting characters. With the movie being about addiction, like mostly heroin addiction, I feel as though the movie has a lot to offer, and each character feels unique and adds to the story without it dragging the runtime down. Like, I never once felt the pacing of this movie, and this movie is so short. It's just over 90 minutes, and it wastes no time at all. And I love that about the movie. And it just gets right into what you're looking for and wanting from this type of premise. There's plenty of narration in this movie, but it never once distracts from the movie or takes away any subtlety from the film. It adds to it because it does fill in a lot of space that you would need to tell a coherent narrative, and it just overall helps with the pacing, so you don't have to have characters talking to one another. Okay, what's the plan? This, and that. Instead, just have the narration and just showing these characters doing these different things, because it would be kind of weird for them to just like, okay, this thing that we do, this is how we do it. We do this, and that. And instead of doing that, you just see them doing these different acts, and it just feels natural, and the narration just fills in the rest, and as a result, it makes the movie so much better. There are some practical effects in this movie that I thought were pulled off very well and added to the film a lot, and I love this movie's approach to showing when a character is high. It does feel like they're going through an experience, for sure. There was a toilet scene in this movie. I thought it was pretty funny and memorable, and the movie is pretty funny at times. Like, the comedy, I thought hit very well when it needed to, and it's also very serious in terms of a lot of things that it's going for, and those moments work for me as well. Like, all of the emotions that it's going at, they all hit for me, surprisingly, and these different tones that it's going for always feel natural with the story. It's kind of like a dark comedy, and you're always laughing with the film because of these characters going through these horrible events, but it's kind of funny to think about in retrospect. And it's like, oh crap, this is going on. Like, I can't really give you an example because I just think like every example that I could give is just like so funny, and I just don't want to give away anything. And also, one thing that I didn't mention about the characters is that they all feel like drug addicts. They just constantly talk about nothing, and in any other movie, that just might seem like such a waste of time, but because of it going after addicts and just them complaining about life and all this kind of stuff, it makes it feel more authentic as a result. Like, I never once felt annoyed, and it just kind of comes across as, yeah, it's kind of funny that this is all they're talking about, just like complaining about everything and just wanting to die, basically. And just only doing these horrible things so they can get money and get high. And never truly being able to quit. Like, they're always like, I'm going to take one more hit. I'm going to go one more hit and then I'm done. One more hit and then I'm done. Like, when's the last time? Like, there's even a point in the movie where Ewan McGregor's character is like, and I'm paraphrasing here, it was either a last time or a last time, is basically what he said. And the difference is like pretty clear. Like, it's not said explicitly, like broken down for you. You kind of just have to get there on your own. And I do feel so what he's implying adds a lot. This movie was also very well shot and very memorable in terms of how it's presented visually. And I love everything that it's going for. It definitely feels like a Danny Boyle film. which I think adds so much. And one thing that really stood out to me was the editing. And normally when I talk about editing, it's normally a bad thing, but weirdly in this movie, it enhances it because there's one point in the movie where it's just cutting back and forth between different characters having sex, and the way it's presented is kind of funny, I have to admit. And there was a scene in this movie that felt like it was straight out of a horror movie, which I thought was pretty cool and actually effective in terms of what it was going at. And there's lots of interesting ideas that the movie plays at, and characters talking about philosophical ideas, and I just love that stuff as well. And despite me kind of being positive and talking about how much of a fun experience this movie was for me, there is also kind of an underlying sadness to it all because of everything that it's about and the directions that the story goes. I feel as though that much is obvious at the very least. And overall, I just thought this was really great, and I loved just about everything about this movie. And I think originally I gave it a 9 out of 10 when I first watched it. I thought it was pretty great, but I really don't have any reason as to why it's not a 10 at this point. Because now that I've seen it twice, I just really loved it, and I feel as though I got more out of it upon this viewing. And I think I would probably love it just as much, if not more, if I were to see it a third time. So, highly recommend it. I think it's one of the best movies of the 90s and one of my favorite movies of all time, in top 100 probably for sure. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Trainspotting a 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Trainspotting, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for T2 Trainspotting. I bet you thought of Terminator 2 when I said T2, but now there's two movies called T2, and this is one of them, and since I just talked about the first one, perfect opportunity to watch the second one, and I've never seen this one before, so we'll see how it is. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching, and have a great day.